Alrighty, so I'm doing this video here to rant and bitch and complain about the shitty corporate world of gaming today. And you know, in a lot of my other videos I kind of bitch about this sort of stuff, but in this video I'm really gonna bitch about it. So yeah, I kind of wrote things down to put it in more organized perspective. So here we go. To start, I'm going to talk about DLC and microtransactions. And for those who don't know, DLC and microtransactions, there's a difference. Don't get me wrong, DLC is bad enough. It's pretty much making us pay for stuff that should have been in the game from the get. But microtransactions are much worse. DLC tends to be like clothing, weapon packs, map packs, story DLC, that kind of stuff. But microtransactions, they tend to be things like buying health potions, experience points, stats, backpack room, generally stuff that you can do in the game. Microtransactions are usually not permanent and just kind of sucker gullible players into paying more and more and more. Like, this works great on little kids, you know, who don't know any better. That's what's kind of fucked up, is microtransactions, they have no mercy when it comes to raping a family for thousands of dollars just because a child who doesn't know any better fucks up. You know, like, all it takes is some kid with mommy or daddy's phone game, and if the kid is slick enough and clever enough and to get a hold of the parent's credit card, he can end up costing the family thousands of dollars on some stupid fucking game like Candy Crush or some shit. I mean, you can look it up on Google. These stories exist. This happens. Kind of fucked up that gaming companies are taking advantage of people like that, trying to prey on these opportunities, you know. And yeah, sure, you can say something like, oh, well, the only people to blame here are those stupid people who wasted their money on that dumb shit. And yeah, you know, that's true, but you know what else is true? We wouldn't even have these stupid-ass fucking problems happening in the first place if the microtransaction horseshit didn't exist, period. Huh? How about that? You know, there's an idea, there's a thought. You know, it's pointless as far as making games better goes, and everyone with a brain hates it, so why the fuck should we seriously have these stupid-ass microtransactions, you know? Like, this shit fucking sucks. I mean, it's just fucking retarded in the gaming world. I mean, you gotta ask yourself a simple question, you know, like when did gamers ever want something like this? When did they ever start telling developers that this kind of thing was good? This kind of thing fucking sucks. Nobody wants this shit. I mean, you look at the gaming world 10 to 20 years ago, and you ask yourself, am I having as much fun as I did back then? And, you know, if you're smart, the answer is going to be no. I mean, now we got like paywalls, DLC, microtransactions, dislock content, lack of content, weak content, online fees, lag, shitty servers, unbalanced games, misleading games, lies about games, games in dire need of patching, linear games, games that take no skill, games that tell you what to do like you're a fucking retard, quick time events, games that are short. You know, this kind of shit is like really fucking lame and a much bigger problem nowadays than it was 10 or 20 years ago, you know. Some of these fucking problems that I just listed didn't even exist fucking 10 or 20 years ago. Like, you know, like, you remember playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time, or Halo Combat Evolved for the first time, or Metal Gear Solid for the first time, or Super Metroid for the first time, or Ocarina of Time for the first time. You know those games, like you remember them. And you went back and you replayed them because they were good fucking games. They were great fucking games, and that was awesome. But do you remember the first time you played Destiny? No. Do you remember the characters in Destiny? Not really. And did you come back to Destiny? Probably not, or not really. And if you did, it was only for like a few days or whatever, and you really didn't stick around. Like, what the fuck, you know? Like, these games nowadays, these newer games, especially these big budget AAA titles, they pretty much suck shit for the most part. So it's a big problem in gaming these days. And microtransactions, they're like on top of all this horse shit. They're like the biggest problem in gaming right now. And so, you know, the gaming industry is heading in a dark direction. It might get better one day. We'll see, but there's not much you can do. So, you know, point of fact, 2016 was like a pretty shitty pretty shitty year for gaming. And for movies, it was like really shitty. Like, we got Batman and Superman. Like, that shit was fucking, oh my god, how do you fuck that up? Like, come on, it's Batman. Pretty much like every Batman movie makes big money no matter what. But Batman v Superman really didn't compared to how much money they actually put into the making of that movie. Like, oh goodness. Like, seriously, how do you fuck that up? You got the two, like, biggest superheroes ever in the same movie, and you fucked it all up. Like, you didn't really get your money back. Like, anyway, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about games here. Anyway, not to get sidetracked, like, fucking, like, let's look at, what's that game called? Overwatch. It won Game of the Year, which is really ridiculous. I mean, it just goes to show you that these kinds of corporate-y, stupid fucking games are popular, and they're winning fucking big awards like Game of the Year. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's bad enough that the VGAs is a fucking joke. Like, that shit is fucking terrible. Like, they spent like 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes fucking advertising stupid shit that gamers don't give a fuck about before they actually started handing out awards. Like, fucking ridiculous how cringy and corporate and stupid the fucking video game awards are. And then, of course, they give Overwatch Game of the Year, which is fucking stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong, the year sucked, so I guess that's kind of fair, but fuck that game, you know? I mean, unbalanced multiplayer, noob-friendly multiplayer, limited and lackluster content, next to no replay value. It's multiplayer only. It's online only. There's no campaign. It's overpriced. There's microtransactions. There's no split screen. You need friends to play it in order to have any kind of fun, really, or to even win. And let's get real here. The game is a poor man's Team Fortress. Like, it's like a cartoon porno game, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that shit? And that wins Game of the Year? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, alright. Whatever, dumbass VGAs. So, anyway, I just wanted to rant about how the gaming world pretty much sucks balls these days. And, yeah, last year was definitely better. I mean, last year we had Metal Gear Solid 5, Witcher 3, Fallout, New Vegas, you know, and these games had their fair share of problems, but definitely better than what we got this year. This year was pretty fucking shitty for video games. I know there's some people that would argue otherwise, but you're dumb. No offense. Anyway, so look here, we got fucking Moe's. All right. Can't believe somebody made this map. Wow. You know, I gotta say, this recreation of Moe's, it actually looks a lot better than actual Moe's Tavern. Like, Moe runs a real shithole. This actually looks a lot nicer than than in the show. All right, so we got a love tester machine thing here. All right, cool. Whoa, nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And we got Moe's office in the women's room. That's right. Fucking funny, man. Wow, what a goofy, stupid fucking map that somebody made here. Wow. Anyway, I just wanted to rant about how crappy the gaming industry is these days. You know, how corporate horse shit keeps growing, and becoming more influenced in the gaming world, and I'm just saying, man, that shit's fucking stupid. And real gamers don't give a fuck about crap like that, you know? But that's a big problem with games today, and the developers, a lot of them are a bunch of fucking retards that don't know how to make good games anymore, or the ones that used to make the good games, they retired and stopped, or got fired or quit or whatever. And now we're stuck with a bunch of fucking assholes that don't know what they're doing, and that really sucks, but what are you gonna do, right? That's the way things are working. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna buy this shit. I'm not gonna buy this shit. I'm just gonna stick to these older games and stuff, you know. I'm lucky that, you know, that I'm smart about gaming, and I have a bunch of older games that are still really fun to replay and go back to, and that I also still have a bunch of games that I haven't gotten into yet that are also good. I missed out on a lot of the GameCube games, so I'm going to give those a shot, like Wind Waker, Mario Sunshine, Metroid Prime. I really never gave those games a chance, which means I'm fucking retarded because apparently they're really good games. So I need to get my ass in gear and check those games out, and if you haven't, you probably should give those games a chance at least once in your lifetime, so you get to see what a good game really is, what a quality product really is. Good games, they're pretty fucking rare, you know, but they're not hard to find, a lot of them. You just gotta, like, I know a lot of people hate Metacritic, but come on, Metacritic, they do pretty much single out the good games for you. You know, if the game has like a 95 rating by the critics and a user rating that's also pretty fucking high, if it's around there, you know it's goddamn worth it, you know, it's worth checking out. Most of the time. Not all the time. There's always exceptions to every rule, but, you know, check it out. A lot of these games, they're pretty good. I'm probably going to do another video where I recommend all the games that I really like, that I think are really good. And most of them, I think you'll be able to agree with me that they're good games. So I'll probably do that video later, but for now, that's the end of this video. Peace.